This is not your average luxury MPV. In Malaysia, luxury MPVs are plentiful. People love luxury MPVs. In fact, if you go outside any five-star shopping mall or hotel, you see a whole bunch of MPVs waiting. Because why? They are mostly chauffeur driven and their drivers sit in the vehicle waiting for their bosses or family members to to go into the shopping mall or to go into the hotel for a meal or whatever. And that has been the way things are done for years. But now comes competition. And this competition comes in a variety of formats. I'm sitting in a brand new luxury MPV that is not from Toyota. Now, I'm emphasizing Toyota because why? Toyota has been the default choice for luxury MPVs for the longest time. And as you can see, while I'm talking to you, I'm playing around with this feature. It's a little touch screen here where I can guide my seat the way I want it. It's a full captain seat. It's a first class cabin seat. Very comfortable, soft material, nice width. So even a large person or person larger than me can easily get comfortable. You got seat massage, which not one of my favorite items to have in a vehicle, but some people love it when they're traveling, sitting at the back, the driver is in front. This is what it's for. It's for someone who's got a lot of money and want to be driven around. And now at the back, you have a glass sunroof here. You also have one in front, powered. You also have a sliding cover, powered. And you know what's the best part? From the rear, you can control your own aircon because you got 3 aircon zones. Can you see that? You got mood lighting. You got this wonderful material running along. You've got air conditioning vents. You've got lights here. You've got another light there. You can direct it. You've got a lot of space. You've got a tray here if you need to do some eating or having a laptop or tablet on top, which you might have. You got cup holders here. You got a plug point here. You got a little bit of storage here and your charging ports. Now, this is what you call luxury mobility. Big grab handle to pull you up. Now, luxury mobility comes in a lot of forms in Malaysia, but the most obvious form is, of course, from Japan. But now comes this product from China. This is from GAC. GAC is a huge Chinese automotive manufacturer, and they've put together this opulent cabin space in a nice looking vehicle that could be mistaken from the side view. Just now from the side view, you could mistake it for something from Japan, which is very popular. Sliding doors, powered of course. And then when you get to the front seat, if you happen to be driving this vehicle, the opulence doesn't just, happen at back. It's in front also. You've got Yamaha sound system. You've got a multitude of speakers at the edge of the dashboard, right at the end, and on the doors. It sounds great. You got to go into a showroom and try it. You've got this beautiful screen in front of the driver. You've got a flashed into the dashboard infotainment screen that's got a lot of functions. You've got this material finish that is very hard for me to explain how nice it feels unless you get into the vehicle yourself. This is luxury at its best. And the funny thing is, if you think about it, we used to think that the Japanese had luxury MPVs in the bag. They used to claim to have 5-star luxury. After looking at this, it looks like the Japanese had 4-star luxury, and now GAC has come up with 5-star luxury. So how did that happen? So how usable is this touchscreen? Now, a lot of people will say, a lot of these cars that come from China, they have too much function on the screen and too little physical buttons to use. Now, the steering wheel has physical buttons, nice little knobs, buttons that actually feel very tactile and I would actually use the word premium, really premium. the touch and feel points. Then you've got this gear shifter. I got to mention this gear shifter because once upon a time, a Swedish car manufacturer had something like this. I'm not going to mention the name. And it was a big selling point for years. Even till today, they have it. Now, this manufacturer has installed this little rotary thing. It doesn't really do anything. It's got no function except that it's just beautiful to look at. And if you're sitting in traffic jam, you might just want to roll it along, you know. Anyway, this is your handphone charger, wireless of course. Another unusual feature with this GAC M8. Why? Because it fits the phone tight. Now, a lot of these wireless chargers tend to be this way, and when you put it on and when you drive, they tend to bounce about. This one fits in. It's almost like, you know, it's sitting tight, which means your phone gets charged properly. Then when you're not using it, you can close it. Cup holders here, large cubby hole here. What is very important, there's a large shelf here. I'll call it the handbag shelf for ladies to put their handbag, and it's so large. Of course, you got charging ports here, but it's so large that you can put nearly any size handbag or even a small backpack, which we use, you know. Now back to the screen here. You know about the Yamaha sound system. You know about this flush setting. Aircon vents are up here. The word master here, don't get confused. This means that this is the top of the range model. Okay, so when you go into the system, you got everything. You got everything included. You've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You've got your energy flow, so you know what's going on. You got your driving mode to choose from. You got your power usage format, because this is a plug-in hybrid. You can go with a full tank of fuel and fully charged. You can go, that means with your tank full of petrol and your battery system fully charged, you can go up to 1,000 plus kilometers. 1,000 plus kilometers. Isn't that good? So you've got eco mode, you got sports mode, and you got comfort. Now, it'll even tell you what kind of driving you want to do, let you choose. Okay? Then you got your aircon here, of course. You got your air circulation. Now, back to this. Like I said, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can also drop it down and you immediately get some functions. Now, all this makes it so easy for you to work this after learning it for a little while. You need some time to learn it. That's a fact. Then you got fast usage. Your blower control. You can go up to, you know, your fan speed, or you can bring it down. Same with your audio volume. So you got these two things permanently switched on here for you to easily use it. Now, when you come to the main screen, all your driver information is there. You got different views to choose from. You know, you can pick and choose what you want to see. Energy consumption trend. That is something that a lot of people will want to see, because why? This is, after all, a hybrid. Okay, and they'll want to know whether they're saving fuel. Now, you got a 2-liter petrol engine. We'll go for a drive shortly, and you'll realize how smooth this engine is when we are on the move. It's very, very comfortable, very easy. It's quiet. This vehicle is beautifully insulated. So I think it's time for us to take it for a test drive. Let's put on our seat belts, and then we get going. Start up this GAC M8, and immediately you will notice how well insulated this cabin is. Now, it's a heavy vehicle. This MPV is heavy. It's more than 2 tons. Part of the reason is because of its battery system, and of course because it's large. The footprint is large. So when you got a large MPV with a battery system for the plug-in hybrid, you're definitely going to have a heavy vehicle. But even though it's heavy, when you're on the move, you don't feel the weight. In fact, the steering is light. The car is actually, this MPV is actually quite nimble. It's only when you go over those speed bumps do you feel the weight, because why? It'll bounce once. And that bounce is simply because in Malaysia, we have very high speed bumps. Normally, on the road, slight imperfections, you won't feel it. I'll show it to you right now as we take in some speed there. We went over a little bump there just now. There's another small one coming. You hardly feel it. The balance is very nice. And remember, you're surrounded by this wonderful build quality and material. I'm just tapping the accelerator and I'm in comfort mode. I'm not in sports mode. Very easy acceleration. Nice power delivery. I can't explain how good the sound system is because you won't be able to experience it on a video. So you have to go into a showroom and listen to that Yamaha delivery. I think the new generation of Chinese vehicles like this GAC, they really know how to deliver good audio systems, which was once led by European car manufacturers. The European car manufacturers sadly have fallen behind when it comes to audio quality with new Chinese models. And I think it's because they are spending a lot of money making sure they deliver the best quality sound system to consumers to show that they can do the job. Now, we've gone up to speed. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's refined. You don't feel hardly any lag at all. The system works beautifully. Even when you register the signal, of course, those are all the safety systems working. And the great thing about this car is, I got to mention this, it's hard for me to explain because I can't really show you, but when you're driving this car, it's got one feature which nobody else has so far in my test drive. Nobody else has this feature, which is when you're driving this car, only for the driver's seat, left, right side of the seat bottom, you have small vibrations coming when somebody is overtaking you, or when you are overtaking someone without using a signal, or you're crossing the white line without using a signal. It's to alert the driver. It also works with the sound. Okay? So when you hear the sound coming on, we haven't seen a car overtake us yet, so I just want to wait for that. When you hear the sound coming on, the bing bing bong bong, it also sends a small vibration to the seat, and that's, I think, is a great safety feature. It might irritate some people. Some people might not like it, but I think it's a great safety feature, especially for people who are not so conscious or not very good drivers. Okay? So that is something you should think about when you take this GAC for a test drive. There, it just came on, and just below my thigh, there was a small feel, Sort of wakes you up, sort of gives you an indication that, hey, time for you to wake up. So the GAC M8 in showrooms right now, in all GAC showrooms, GAC also sells the M2 and the M Zoom. This is their MPV. There are two variants. There's a high spec and a mid spec. Now we're driving the high spec 2-liter turbocharged that came on again when the truck overtook us. Just to warn us, there's a truck at the side of us. And it's got a very good warranty package. I'll share all that with you the moment we stop in a few minutes. Before we forget, we must also tell you about the rear space. It's very important because why? MPV owners always want to know about rear space. So, do you have enough space for luggage? Well, you do have enough space for luggage if you flip this up. As you can see, you can flip up the seats. I have to move that to get this going, but you get a rough idea of what I'm talking about. But when you flip this up, it's still not completely flat. That's the only little downside of this GAC. But it's easy to use, and the rear seats are actually quite comfortable. I'll show you in a bit when I get into the back. But you still have this usable space. It's a large opening. And of course, it's powered. So we said we're going to check out the rear seat. I know it's difficult for some people to get into the third row seat, but I'll show you how easy it is for this one. Yes, you have to bend a little bit, but when you get into the third row, it's actually not too bad. You see, I've got these two seats positioned for full captain usage. That means full recline, relaxed, put your feet up. Yet I can sit at the back with enough room. Okay, a little bit of a squeeze, my age group. 3 children, no problem. But if we're talking about 2 adults, very comfortable, adjustable headrests, cup holders, aircon vent, lights, nice big window. What's the problem? Now, if I get into the front, so if you're sitting in the captain's seat, of course, nice and comfortable, and we want to move the seat. Touch panel here, very easy to use. Powered, of course. So this gives more room for rear passengers, assuming you have a really lanky, tall teenager sitting at the back. Now, if there's no one sitting at the back, you can push this right to the back. Okay. And then you can raise the leg rest. And then recline it for absolute comfort. And you can still reach to close the door. And when you open the door, automatically this goes down and you get down comfortably. Just some of the little features that come with this GAC. But now let's look what's inside the front hood. So under the bonnet of the GAC M8 PHEV, you get a 2-liter turbocharged engine that's here, paired with an electric motor and a 2-speed dedicated hybrid transmission. Now, why a hybrid transmission? This is what they're doing nowadays to get the best combination of both powertrains working efficiently. Now, the system generates a combined output of 372 PS, very, very good power delivery, and 630 Newton meters of torque. Now, the battery is a 25.57 kilowatt system. You've got a 56-liter fuel capacity for petrol, and total driving range with both working completely for you is 1,038 kilometers. Now, you've got adaptive vehicle dynamic control system, you've got an electromagnetic damping system. That is why when we were driving just now, you see the vehicle is so stable. Okay, the hybrid powertrain offers 3 intelligent driving modes: intelligent hybrid, all is electricity first, and power preservation. So you've got a lot of these features inside. Now, the most important thing is, how is this car in terms of safety? Now, it's got the world's first safety feature, let me tell you that. The M8 PHEV includes GAC's patented rear windscreen airbag as part of a 360-degree comprehensive airbag system. Plus, you have level 2 ADAS and you got full automatic parking assist. Now, warranty, all this needs to be looked after. Now, GAC is so confident with its M8 PHEV, they're giving you a 5-year, 150 kilometer vehicle warranty or an 8-year, 150,000 kilometer battery warranty. There are 22 showrooms nationwide and 45 service centers. So you have a peace of mind in terms of ownership. So you know a lot about this vehicle right now. You know what it's capable of. You know its features. You know its safety. You know its fuel efficiency. All you need to do now is go into a showroom, take it for a test drive, bring your family along, and then you understand how much value you're getting from this vehicle that is priced from 338,000 ringgit. Yes, 338,000 ringgit. That's almost the same price as buying a second-hand used Toyota Alphard from Japan. Now, why would you buy a second-hand vehicle from Japan with no factory warranty and after sales when you can get this brand new with the warranty and after sales that I've just explained to you? Think about it. Go and take it for a test drive, enjoy the sound system, enjoy the comfort, and bring your family along, because they got to get into all the seats to truly enjoy this vehicle.